Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wellness Wednesday. I am always so excited to be part of these. I think it's important for us to always be a student and learn more about how we can optimize our health. And this is a place where we can highlight some experts that bring their passion, bring their knowledge and expertise to all of us to just learn more. My name is Jamie Williams. I am coming to you from a little bit warmer Nebraska today. It's been quite chilly around here, but I am a busy mom to four little kiddos. They're 12, 10. Excuse me, 12, 10, and twin 6-year olds. Sorry about that. Let me get back to, gotta love when my kids take over. Um, my kids are 12, 10, and twin 6-year olds. So it has been busy in my household. My background actually is an exercise special. I was an exercise specialist in cardiac and pulmonary rehab. And I have always had a passion for health, wellness, and honestly serving people. And this has been such a fun platform to extend my reach beyond my little community. So I'm thankful that you're here tonight. I want to just disclose that this is only intended to bring information so that people feel more empowered when they're making decisions in their health. We don't claim to cure, treat, prevent, mitigate any disease. So I just want to give the proper disclosures and set the proper expectations for what you're hearing tonight. Tonight, I'm excited to bring on one of my favorite educators, Miss Debbie, who is a pediatric PA. She lives down what I would say in sunny St. Simons Island, Georgia, but it was snowing there, and I saw her husband golfing on the snow, which was quite comical. But Debbie has a passion for wellness. She has an extensive background, and she's here to help us better understand more about activation and supplementation, and really why and how activation, this might be new to you, but how it can serve as an ally to help you optimize your health. I think in the many, many conversations I've had over the years, especially helping my patients, oftentimes people hit their middle age and even younger, 20s, 30s, 40s, we start to see people declining, their energy, their cognition, starting to have maybe some health concerns, some diseases, some ailments. And people are trying to find solutions and trying to find answers and how to live better. And this is where we get to share another tool that might be an answer for you. So Debbie, if you would, I would love for you to just pop in here, tell us a little bit more about yourself, and really dive into setting the stage for activation versus supplementation.
Wonderful. Jamie, thank you so much. I love being your guest. I'm a little nervous, though, to accept your invite anytime in the future because I'm pretty sure I remember the last time you invited me, there was a tropical storm, Debbie, coming through this area.
There
And
was.
so we were going back and forth. Okay, I have no power, and this is going on. And the same thing happened today. We've been out of power since 2 a.m. I live on a tiny little island called St. Simon's Island off the coast of Georgia. My husband and girls and I have been here for almost 34 years. My husband and I are about to celebrate our 34th wedding anniversary. And I truly love this area. This is the first time I remember snow flurries one time, but nothing settled on the ground. I think the last time was 1988, everyone said, before Mike and I moved here. So I love this platform. I love seeing all these beautiful faces. It is truly an honor to share share the activation story. When Jamie said, let's chat a little bit about what we love, and it was pretty simple. Let's talk about the Life Vantage story. What do we do? What do we share? What are we empowered by? What has literally changed my life and Jamie's life, I know. And I'm going to weave in a little bit about my story as I share a little bit about activation with you tonight and what it's done for me, because I always say I am truly probably Life Vantage's best customer. I have tried every single product, and every single product has worked for me and my family. And I'm so thankful that I feel like it is truly a privilege to share what I know and what I've learned. I'm a perpetual learner. I'm never an expert. I don't think anybody's an expert. I think you're always a student. So I hope that I can provide a little bit more of a knowledge base for you tonight, a little bit about why Jamie and I are so passionate about what we do and what we share, and why we are so thankful to be part of this incredible company, Life Vantage. So we are the activation company. And just like Jamie said, a little bit about me. I'm a PM, a physician associate of 30, almost 35 years. I'm also an international board certified lactation consultant. And what all this means is that I love babies and children and families. I feel like if we can start at a young age, right, with our health and our wellness and nurture that and learn more, like I said, be a perpetual student, it makes us a better person in the future. And that's what it's all about. It's getting back to our best self and taking care of your body, right? It's the only one that you have to live in. Take care of it, just as simple as that. There's so many tools that we can put in our tool belt, in our health tool belt. And for me, activation was truly like this armor that came to me, and I put it on every day, and I feel protected and empowered by it. And we know that when we have good health, it leads to a good life, right? At the end of the day, what do you have, right? You have your health. My husband and I say this all the time. We're so thankful for our good health, and we've been through a lot of bumps in the road. In fact, you know, I showed this to Jamie earlier. This is going to be me, you guys.
It
I wanna be
absolutely is.
100. I
Full of life.
put a 100 in the chat if you're gonna be a centurion with me. I'm so excited. You know, I wanna be 100 if the people that I love and care about are gonna be there with me, right? This life here is just a quick breath in time, and I just wanna make it the very, very best. So my story, why am I here? Okay? I was literally falling apart. I lost Debbie. You know, I'm a happy person. I love life. Jamie says it's got to take a lot to get me frazzled. Well, about 8.5 years ago, everything got me frazzled. I was literally at the wit's end. I was tired. I was exhausted. I was stressed. I don't think anybody knew it. I hope I hid it well, but my husband did. He was worried about me. I was about to turn 50. I just was, I'm getting closer to 60 and I can't wait. I'm excited, but I tell you at 49 I was not. I felt bad. I felt like I was much older. I had lost my mom many years ago at the young age of 50. She passed away from pancreatic cancer right after her 50th birthday. And I think about that, you guys, and I think genetically, gosh, I look like my mom. I sound like my mom. What if that was me? Right? What if that was me? Well, thank goodness. Here I am 9 years later, and that wasn't me. And I am so thankful because I feel like activation has really saved me and my family. That's why we are the activation company.
Debbie, I love this so much because you have a powerful story, and I know you're going to share later in this talk and show your visual of where you were when you just mentioned that 8.5 years ago, where people may relate to how you were feeling, overwhelmed, stressed out, just not feeling like you're thriving. And I'm telling you guys, we aim to help people feel empowered when it comes to making decisions with your health because you shouldn't survive the day. You shouldn't survive your life. You should be thriving. And what I found in the last 8.5 years, this is when I was introduced to this information as well. It's been life changing, and what I've been able to witness within people around me because of what these have done for people's health has been transformative. And I'm so thankful that you're here getting your eyes and ears on this information too. So when we talk about activation, drop in the chat. Is that something you have ever heard of? I know it's kind of a growing term that more and more people are getting familiar with, but still it's the best kept secret. And that's why we want to break the code. We want to tell the secret. So Debbie, with that, I know that so many people are familiar with the term supplementation. Many people probably take supplements. What is the difference when you look at supplementation versus what we're talking about with this innovative technology and activation?
Let's chat a little bit more about that because it's super important because, in my practice, so many times people would come in and ask me about supplements, and there is a lot of ambiguity about supplementation, right? What do I take? What do I need? What if what I put in my body is not clean? What if it's not right? When you supplement your body, you're basically adding what is lacking to your body. Okay. You're adding it. And it could be vitamins or nutrients or minerals, things like that. So you're adding what is lacking. And my thought processes with supplementation in the past was, sure, if you need it, take it. If you don't need it, it most likely is a waste. It's a waste of your money. So some people are in desperate need of supplementation. But think about this, okay? We're an incredible human being. We have 37 trillion cells, right? So what if we could turn on the genes to help us be energized, to neutralize free radicals, right? To improve our longevity. What if we could turn something on in our body? That's exactly what activation is. It's turning on your natural processes to optimize your performance, health, and longevity. So if you look at it, supplementation versus activation, which would you choose? Put it in the chat. You wanna supplement your body if, if you're just adding something, if you're lacking something, that's great. But doesn't it make sense to get to the root cause? That's what we do. It's always been my passion in pediatrics, get to the root cause. If a patient came in, they had eczema, hair loss, or something, they were hypersensory, they had a lot of symptoms that were suspicious. I wasn't just gonna put a Band-Aid on it, I was gonna get to the root cause and find out what was causing it. So that's what we do at LifeVantage. We are the activation company. We are getting to the root cause and we are activating our body. We're giving our bodies the key nutrients we need to do to feel better and to do more. That's what our bodies, you guys, were intended to do. Okay. So we have so many amazing products at LifeVantage. If you've taken some of the products, jot in the chat some of the things you've been taking. I'm going to tell you, I took every one of these. I take every one of them. Even we took the pet tandem. Yes, we have activation for our animals, and our sweet little Shih Tzu lived till almost the age of 17. Just a vital life. He's the cutest little thing. I love all of these products, but at LifeVantage, we are the activation company. We feel like we're going to take the right nutrients that we need to activate our body. Simple as that. Take it to make it. So let's talk about the organization of our body. Let's get down to the cellular level. Those 37 trillion cells. Think about this. If you have healthier cells, then you have healthier tissues, healthier organs, and then healthier systems. Simple as that. So here we believe that it's a very, very important to get well. You have to fix the cell. To age well, you have to fix the cell. To be well, you have to fix the cell. To live well, fix the cell. I am so thankful for my dear friend, Dr. McKee, who introduced this to me. I reached out to her. Like I said, I was literally falling apart. I needed help. I lost myself. My hair was coming out. My skin was changing. I was about to hit 50 and I was falling apart. And so I reached out to Dr. Sean, and our stories coincided pretty closely. But I looked at her and I thought, why does she look 10 years younger than me? What? I don't get it. She's an Iron Man. Sean, I hope you listen back to this because I'm so thankful for you, an ultra marathoner. And I'm lucky if I can run from the front of the house to the back of the house, right? So I was like, whatever you're doing, magic jumping beans, I don't care. I want it. But then we talked a little bit more about it, and I go, wait a minute. Wait, what you have? This is unique. I can remember, 30 some years ago talking about biooptimization in school and biohacking and genetic activation with epigenetics and all of these things. I went, okay, you got me at epigenetics. Let's do this. So nutrition is key, right? If you believe that feeding your body the right nutrients is key, put a yes in the chat because this is a must. What are you feeding your body? Okay. Your DNA is not your destiny. We used to think that you had your gene code and you were stuck with it. It was the opposite of what we know now. We used to think 80% of it is expressed and 20% lies dormant. It's the opposite. Okay. Only 20% of your DNA is expressed and probably less than that. But what are we going to do with the other 80%? We're going to change it. We're going to change it. And this is called biohacking. We're going to hack into our own biology. We don't want to be hijacked. Okay, so everybody take a big breath. I need a big breath after today. Ice falling off my house, no power, it's cold, thank goodness I'm here. I got a blanket on, I'm at my friend's house. Well, when you take that big breath, you're oxygenating, you're breathing in oxygen, right? You are breathing in oxygen every second of every single day, whether you're awake, whether you're asleep, and so many metabolic processes are happening when you're breathing. But guess what else is happening when you're breathing? Your body is creating waste. It's a factory. Good stuff comes in, get the good stuff back out. Good stuff back in, good stuff back out. Well, guess what? We're being hijacked every single day, and we don't want to be hijacked. Jamie, I would love for you to tell me a little bit about what you think about this, because I know we could talk all day about what we've seen with our patients who have been hijacked, right?
Absolutely. When you talk about hijacking versus biohacking, um, you think a lot of people are just unaware of how many toxins really sit in our environment, whether that's the personal care products that we use. You know that everything that you put on your skin is absorbed within 26 seconds. You think about the deodorants that we use, shampoos, different house cleaners. You walk around with a cell phone by your head all the time, the EMFs, like there's so much around us that no matter how hard we try, we cannot stay ahead of it with what we're doing. We know that exercise is good for you. Good nutrition is good for you. When we talk about trying to get whole foods and colorful foods, eat the rainbow, it's harder and harder to find nutrient dense foods because our food sources are compromised as well. So it's happening whether we like it or not. Our bodies are being hijacked, and this is where it's so important for us to understand how can we help our body? How can we arm our body? Like Debbie said before, this is like activation is giving your body the armor where you feel empowered and confident that you're protecting your health. One thing that she mentioned, and I'm a visual person, and I have told people this before when she showed the cells and the tissues and the systems, healthy cells is the foundation of our health. I live in Nebraska. We talk about farming all the time. You cannot produce high yields and high quality products without nurturing the soil, right? It just cannot happen. And think of your body, your cells are your soil. And if they're polluted and they're not functioning, they can't produce. So it's like thinking of an old rusty car. Yeah, you can wash and polish it, you can make it look good on the outside, but that doesn't make the inside good if it's not running. So this is where we're diving in deep and learning how to optimize our health by using activation. I have seen so many of my patients over the course of the years um, not understanding key factors that they can do that are within their control, but now you add another tool and products like these, it's really helping to amplify the benefits of the good behaviors people are doing when it's nutrition, hydration, sleep, meditation, stress management, exercise, all of these things. We can do good, but there's just some of these things like our genetics that we need an extra boost of help. So Debbie, I'd love for you to look more into what we're looking at right here. When she showed me this graph, I was like, this kind of looks like, I hate to say it, but this looks like the average American. This is what our American diet and activity level has done to our population. We see many, many people walking around that are overweight, which leads to so many things with diabetes and metabolic issues. My patients in cardiac rehab, you might think that they were elderly, maybe in their 70s or 80s, but they were not. I had patients that came in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s that were having interventions, and most of it was due to lifestyle choices. So these are people that I've looked at this image right here, and we want to help
Mhm.
America get healthy again. We want to help the world get healthy again, and introducing activation is a way that we can do that. So, Debbie, go ahead and explain more about what oxidative stress is and what it leads to.
Absolutely. So, like Jamie and I are saying, your body is being hijacked every day, and we're seeing this in all ages. I'm seeing this in children. Why are we seeing adult illnesses in children? We're seeing metabolic syndrome in children who have hypertension, their blood pressure's up, they're overweight, they have blood sugar dysregulation. So our body literally is being hijacked. And because God gave us this incredible body, it's intended to heal itself. So we have these inherent mechanisms that do this, but that imbalance occurs while we're breathing, while we're oxygenating, and that is called oxidative stress. And it's literally the root cause of why we age and why we malfunction. And it is simply the rusting or aging of your cells. And this is just a visual. What happens when you put an apple on the counter and it oxidizes, it rusts. What happens to a car when you put it outside and it's exposed to all the elements? It rusts. This is aging, right? And we've all seen what stress does to people. It will expedite the visual aging of the skin. Here's a truck driver. You can see, driver's side of the face exposed to UV rays, which will hijack your skin. So look at this, simple as this. You want to be hijacked or biohacked? Let me know in the comments.
I know
I'm
what I
hoping
choose.
everybody said, let's just, we all want to be biohacked together. So what does it feel like if you're listening to this call and go, I wonder if I have oxidative stress? Well, here are some of the symptoms. I think I had a lot of these. Chronic fatigue, no energy, brain fog, lack of concentration, aches and pains, sick often, headaches, and so much more. That's what it feels like. And you guys, this was me. Okay. And I share this with you because I was hijacked in 2017. I know the lighting is a little different, but when I look at this is how many years later? 8, 9, I've been, gosh, 9 years, almost 9 years activated, and I was literally crumbling. I remember that day very specifically. This was my second job. I was moonlighting. I just am a workaholic. So I had my full-time job and I go help an OBGYN at night. And I remember taking a snapshot and sending her a picture. And I found that picture and I thought, oh my gosh, this is exactly why I'm so thankful for LifeVantage. It literally saved me. It literally saved me. And so I feel, to me, I'm happy that I feel better on the outside and I hope I look better and I look less stressed. I certainly feel less stressed, but I feel so much better on the inside.
You
Okay,
look amazing.
so
You look amazing, Debbie. I wanna tell you because Debbie and I talked about this before when she showed those pictures, like, it dropped my jaw. I see Debbie often in person, and she's incredible, and you can see aging backwards. But when I asked her, I said, "What was the real difference in those pictures?" Because if you didn't know this, I'm going to tell you, Debbie is someone who pays attention to nutrition. Her and her husband, Mike, they're avid exercisers. They get fresh air. Like they do a lot of right things, but you could still see in Debbie's 2017 picture, if you want to go back to that, Debbie, in that 2017 picture, she was starting to feel the symptoms of aging, the things that she just mentioned with not having energy, not thriving, maybe headaches, the aging of the skin. And I said, "What was the difference in what happened here? Because you're still doing both of the things." It was introduction
activation.
into activation.
Activation.
That's
Most
amazing.
definitely, and it's a compound effect. It's gotten better over time, Jamie, so I am so thankful, and we have such an innovative company. I get so excited about all the new things
Mhm.
that are coming out and have come out. We'll talk a little bit about that. I wanted you to take a deep breath because if you're feeling a little stressed tonight, looking at these and talking about oxidative stress, are you feeling like you're resting a little bit? I want you to take a deep breath because we have a solution. We have an incredible solution. That is activation. That's something to put into your tool belt. And that literally was the difference, Jamie. Because, like you said, I was doing all the right things. I mean, I was teaching my patients, my families in the practice what to do. What was going on with me? Why couldn't I do it myself? So that's why I'm so thankful. LifeVantage. And that's again, we take it to make it. You have these internal antioxidants that fight oxidative stress. They're already there. Let's turn them back on. Okay. It all started with an incredible product called Protandim NRF2, a single yellow pill. When it's taken using 5 synergistic ingredients, can flip on that antioxidant pathway to lower oxidative stress. And it not only does it by a little bit, it does it by 40% in 30 days and higher thereafter. Okay. So, John Quinones, if you have never seen the ABC Primetime Investigative Report, whoever invited you to this call, please ask them about it. Watch it. I remember my husband watching it for the first time. He goes, "You to show that to everybody. That is the coolest thing." And he said, "I can't believe that it's like the needle in the haystack. They found this incredible synergistic grouping of products." And again, synergy just means you put stuff together, it gets that much better. So Jamie, what are your thoughts? Would you like to take how many 400 oranges daily or
I love this graphic because I think this is how we differentiate supplementation or even nutritional use versus activation. When you look at this graph on the left, you see this is the comparison in what it would take to make or take this many antioxidants in the same dosage. So it would take 400 oranges a day, 500 cups of broccoli a day, 110 cups of blueberries a day, or 120 vitamin C tablets per day, which is obviously not something you can do, to compare to the amount of antioxidants that one pill of Protandim can do inside of your body. And again, it's because it's turning on that NRF2 pathway, which is a protein in the body. It's a messenger. It signals to your body to go make your key antioxidant enzymes that were a part of that chart that she just showed. It's a pharmacy that's housed within you. You already have these key enzymes, and this product is like the key that unlocks it to tell it to go mass produce it. And you're gobbling up all of those free radicals to reduce the inflammation. So this is what I always tell people, like as a simplistic explanation, would a body with high levels of inflammation or low levels of inflammation function better? Low. We know that, right? We know that that makes sense. And this is how we help our body do that. You can see this graph, and this was what was shown in the 2005 airing of the ABC Investigative Report. Across the bottom there is the age, 20 to 80. The oxidative stress marker is the one that goes vertical. With Protandim on board, you can see that blue line that steadily goes across, and the red line that goes up is without Protandim. So with Protandim on board, your oxidative stress levels stayed low, the same for a 20-year-old that it did for an 80-year-old. Now look at what happens when you don't have Protandim. You can see the escalation of the oxidative stress, and that makes sense. Most times as people get older, their ailments show up. Disease sets in, and it's because our body is essentially rusting and breaking down. And look what happens when you protect your health with Protandim. This was mind blowing to me when I saw that ABC investigator report. And when you see the comparison in what it takes to produce antioxidants in this kind of formulation versus activation, it's apples to oranges. And it's such an incredible science. So I get really excited about activation. And I know we're going to cover some of the key players that Debbie's going to cover, but it all started with this incredible product, Protandim NRF2.
just as simple as that? Activation, I mean, one pill made such an incredible difference, clinically proven. This is God's pharmacy, 5 simple ingredients, put them together, they're that much better. I would encourage you, if any of you have your phone in front of you, I would love for you to go to the National Library of Medicine, pubmed.gov. And I'd love for you to put oxidative stress in there. And if you could tell me in the chat how many peer-reviewed published studies on oxidative stress are on there, I'd love to hear. I think the last time I heard it was like 300,000, something like that. But oxidative stress is a big deal and it's a bad deal. And we know that we can make it better. I mean, I have seen the difference, felt the difference in me, and my body was literally hijacked. So we have incredible research behind our product. This is one of the things that I love as a medical provider. You know, I love clinical results. We've got studies from Harvard, Ohio State, LSU, American Heart Association, Journal of Dietary Supplements, and on and on. And we have published peer-reviewed articles on Protandim, not on the individual ingredients, but the Protandim itself. Washington states that it's potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So let's just talk a little bit about a couple other superheroes. You know, at LifeVantage, we talk about these superheroes and how empowered our bodies are. And we just talked about NRF2, how we could neutralize millions of free radicals per second. Okay. Well, they didn't stop there. They said, let's go even further and let's look at the three major areas in medicine of why we age and why we break down, okay? And oxidative stress, mitochondrial decline, the sirtuin theory of aging. So we have two other protandems. We have the NRF1 protandem, which energizes your mitochondria, or your powerhouses of your cell, and protandem NAD, which flips on, remember, we're activating or flipping on genetic pathways. We flip on the sirtuin aging pathway to revitalize our cells. And again, together, they're that much better. Okay. Look at that. Look at the gene activation difference when the three are put together. Just look, the three of our key protandems put together are called the tri-synergizer. I love that LifeVantage puts our a lot of our hero products together in bundles. So if you're looking at LifeVantage for the first time and not sure where to start, it's very simple. I would always suggest going to the stacks and bundles. They are created very simply to address different areas of health, you know, hair health, skin health, gut health, weight. So we didn't stop there. Collagen. So people my age, you know, I'm 58. Sure, I want to feel the glow. I remember in my 20s, I was trying to get all the glow off my skin. At night, I literally just want to pour something glowing on my face because I want the glow back. And I would love that. I'd love to see the glow, but more important, I want to feel the glow. So LifeVantage had looked at creating a collagen supplement. And at first, they're like, you know what? Everybody has collagen. Everybody has collagen. But we are not the anybody company. We are the activation company. We're not just going to choose something because other people, other companies are doing. We're going to choose something because we know it's going to activate your body and be the best for you so you can feel and see the glow. So LifeVantage just just like they do all other things came up with an incredible product, and it's our liquid collagen. And this is an incredible, yummy daily dose of hydrolyzed collagen. It's liquid collagen for a couple reasons. Number one, the product is hydrolyzed and the peptide proteins are broken down very, very tiny so your body can readily absorb them. So, you know, in our body, we have 27 types of collagen. And so we start to feel the difference in our early 20s and definitely by our 30s when we see the lack of collagen that our body is producing. So, Jamie, you know, we know that we have all these types of collagen, and I know there's so many collagens on the market that for me, when I was thinking of collagen, I was thinking hair, skin, and nails. But I'd love for you just to chat about, you know, where else is collagen in the body?
Yes, absolutely. So this is what I love is that there is a different conversation with all of our products and especially with this liquid collagen. I am a former collegiate athlete and I have been someone that's been active and probably strained my body a lot. But when you think about collagen, a lot of people think vanity, hair, skin and nails. And that's because until now, that's all we could target. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body and it's truly what gives you structure. You need collagen to support your tissues, your bones, your organs, your eyeballs, your hair, your skin, everything. Without collagen, we would be a blob. So it's important that we understand that as we age, our collagen production starts to decline, and that's why we start to see the visible changes not only in our skin, but we start to feel it, the aches and pains, maybe your joints are tight. We have 28 different types of collagen in our body, and this one activates 10 different types. This is what's exciting. So you can see on these graphs where collagen is responsible for in all of these systems. Like I said, it's what gives you structure. It's so important. So, what sets this one apart? This one is different because it has a three-step approach. And I'm sure Debbie's going to cover this. But it's that activation piece. You're helping your body, you're giving it what it needs with the nutrients that are in the liquid collagen to empower your body to make collagen. You're making your own collagen protein, and you're actually slowing down the gene that degrades collagen. So you're getting an upregulation and a slower degradation. So you're seeing and feeling a major difference. So when you're looking, comparing collagens, this liquid collagen is far superior than powders for sure, but it's because it does things differently by that hydrolyzed marine peptide that's activating your body to make collagen. And Debbie can extend on that conversation.
Actually, I think that was perfect. That was
Great.
so well said, Jamie. That's wonderful. So here at LifeVantage, we talk about arming your body, right, with this essential collagen, and not just like Jamie said, not just one type. It's 10 types of collagen. So we're going way beyond hair, skin, and nails. Think about the lining of your gut, your cardiovascular system, your joints, your tendons, your cartilage. Jamie, you're an athlete. I know you know what that feels like, and you especially feel it in this cold weather. So we're not just replenishing and maintaining, we are activating collagen. So that's beautifully said. I'm just going to dive in and show you all some photos. These are many of you on this call know these dear people. These are real people, real results. And this is phenomenal. Jamie and I had the opportunity to discuss what does it feel like when you don't have your collagen. And
It's
it's
not
not
fun.
good. We both, have had that. I told Jamie I was stingy. My husband had a major surgery, and I was the one taking the collagen in the family. And I knew Mike needed it more than me. Look at this picture. It's incredible. Mike needed it more than me. And so Mike took the collagen, the family collagen, for 2 months. And when he got better, I go, "That's it, buddy." I actually we both take it, now, but I could immediately, I noticed the crepiness return in my skin, a little bit of that after my workouts. I felt a little bit crickety, I could feel it. There were visible differences on my skin, lesions, spots on my skin that were there were no longer there within 6 months of taking this collagen. It was amazing. So again, real people, real results. We know Betty. I told Jamie I saw Betty in the airport, and I literally got this close to her because I had to see. She even looks better than her photos. So it's amazing. Here's a hair structure. I do not want to dismiss the chance to talk about, we have an incredible hair system. I love our LifeVantage hair system. It's a 3-part system, and it is incredible. So I'm going to show you a picture of my hair in just a second. I know you can see it live right now, but I'm going to show you what it used to look like. Again, at LifeVantage, we bring things together in synergy to make them that much better. When we put the Protandim NRF2, our foundational product, and liquid collagen together, it is exceptional. Okay. People are not only seeing the results on the outside, they're feeling it on the inside. And these are statistics that confirm that. 100% increased collagen density, 22% depth of crow's feet reduction. Our skin roughness decreased. Blood catalase, this is one of our major antioxidants. Increase 202%. Yes, please. Think about this in your immune system. My goodness, skin elasticity improved. Oxidative stress reduced by 40% in 30 days. Here's my hair. So when I started the system, perimenopause took its toll on my hair. My hair was thinning. It wasn't anything to brush my hair or be in the shower. Notice I was losing my hair. I was losing the luster of my hair. In December of 2018, I'd been activated for about a year and a half. My hair was thicker and shinier, and it just felt good. Introduced the hair system, the LifeVantage hair system, and all of a sudden my hair started growing crazy. I love my hairdresser, but it costs a lot for me to go to the hairdresser. This obviously works on highlighted hair without any problem at all. It works on all hair types. It's amazing. It's safe, it's clean, it's so non-toxic you could drink it. I wouldn't suggest it. It does have a nice peppermint flavor, but you could literally drink it. If you have the Think Dirty app and you'd like to rate the products you're putting on your skin and in your body, please know that what you put on and in your body is absorbed readily, like something like 23 or 26 seconds. So this barrier, things get through your barrier, okay? So, and we've got activation. It's a hair activating system. Then the collagen, you guys, I love my hairdresser, so I get to see her often now. I've never had this much hair. My family, my sisters, my 2 sisters, Jamie, you've met, I know my sister Suzanne, they have beautiful hair. And they're looking at me like, you finally have the sable hair. I mean, it took me 50 years to get it, but okay. Let's see, how are we doing? Let's just
Yes,
stop.
I'll take over from here on
Yeah,
this if you
let's
want, but
tell me
you guys
about this because this was me, out of
yes, so
order.
that's that stack that she just showed, that was the Healthy Glow stack. That is my home run bundle if someone were to start their journey with activation. To me, Protandim Nrf2 is foundational, but if there was one other product someone was going to add, it would be collagen. And it's because when you layer one activator with another, there's a synergy and you actually get amplification. They are better together. And I love that. So people are going to see and feel the difference. You could see through those transformation pictures that she showed the visible changes, but truly the only reason that you can see that kind of significant change is because of the internal changes and healing that are happening with the power of activation. So that is my absolute favorite stack. But this is actually one of my go-to products every day that I use. I'm actually drinking it right now. When we talk about brain fatigue, I am a 41-year-old mom to four. I'm a high school basketball coach. Like my brain is on all the time. And you might feel when I worked in cardiac rehab, I was someone that was at the monitor. You might feel like you're having lapses. I can't remember. I just don't feel as fresh. I'm not alert. Maybe my mood is impacted. I don't have physical energy. This is where your brain is starting to experience the fatigue. How can we combat that? This is like oxidative stress specific to the brain. So there's a product that we talk about that's called Axio. And this is what NRF2 activation does specific to the brain. It's a drink mix that's delicious. You pour it in water, shake it up, and it's something that nourishes the brain with methylated vitamin Bs. When we talk about the power of what protandim Nrf2 does at the cellular level inside of your body, this is what Axio does specific to the brain. When you look at this, you don't have to understand brain mapping, but you may see a lot of people that have focus issues. A lot of that is related to oxidative stress. When I think about that, to me, that means there's barriers in the brain that a message can't get through to the brain because there's too many hurdles and the synapses can't connect. The message cannot be delivered. And that's where we struggle with focus and attention. What happens when we can clear that? You can see on this brain map right here, the one on the left is the scan prior to activation. You can see there's some disturbances in there with the red parts of the brain. Look at activation. Using Protandim, the Protandim family, and Axio, look at the clarity in that follow-up brain scan. It's incredible what you can do when you give the right nutrients into the brain. Axio comes in caffeinated blends and in decaf blends. But this picture right here that you see the handwriting is of a 9-year-old little boy that's one of my friends' nephews. And he's a kid that struggles. He struggles in the classroom. And you may have one of these kiddos, you may teach one of these kiddos, you may know one of these kiddos. They struggle. And we know that there's a lot of other external factors that lead to this, but what if we can help empower their body? What if we can help them with a tool with activation and Axio to help connect the dots and help those synapses fire and the message be received? You can see the difference on the left to now activated using Protandim and Axio. It's the information can come in, it can be retained, he can focus, he can do his work better because his brain can think clearer and think quicker. This is the power of what can happen. And it's one of my absolute favorite products that helps give you the alertness, the concentration, the focus, the clarity without the crash and without any bad ingredients. We want to stay away from dyes, artificial ingredients. This is NRF2 activation specific to nourish the brain. One of my absolute favorites. So Debbie, if you have something to add to that, I would love to hear it, but it's
My
absolutely one of
favorite
my
too.
go-tos.
It's an everyday go-to in the Zito family. We can't do without it. I love it. So let's just wrap it up with one of our newest hero products. Again, we are the activation company. We're flipping on natural pathways to do better so we can feel better and perform better. So how many of you put in the comments if you have heard the letters GLP, GLP-1? So this has been a hot topic. I've actually been very familiar with GLP, which stands for glucagon-like peptide. It's a hormone. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but I remember when we first started talking about GLP-1 in the medical industry because it was created to help our type 2 diabetics, non-insulin dependent diabetics, and it was a pharmaceutical. Now, I want to just be very clear. We are going to share with you a product that is not a pharmaceutical, not a drug, not a synthetic, okay? So when you are seeing the letters GLP-1, do not assume that this is a injectable medication. Okay. This is LifeVantage's new cell activating product. We've actually been looking at the goodness, Jamie start when we started the talk and we talked about what we're seeing, and more than 80% of the population right now are weight issues, right? So at LifeVantage, we want to address the most common issues in our society today, and it's a big one right now is weight. But I want to talk a little bit about this particular GLP-1 pathway because LifeVantage said, well, if we can look at a problem that is evidently causing issues in our world today, how can we make it better? How can we activate the body to perform better to address these issues? So they started studying the GLP-1 pathway. So the GLP-1 hormone is actually produced in every single one of us. It's produced by the L cells in your intestine, specifically at the distal end of your small intestine and in your large intestine, okay? And it has lots of functions. The three most common functions that this hormone has is helping to regulate blood sugar, appetite, and digestion. Okay, blood sugar, appetite, and digestion, but it does so much more. Well, I want to be, if you are hearing this for the first time, I want to tell you congratulations because you are now joining us in the activation family, knowing that we have a product that then can naturally activate our GLP-1 pathway. So if you look at this photo, the GLP-1 hormone does a lot of other things for other organs, just not just the digestive organs. Look at for the brain. It decreases neuroinflammation, improves more motor function and memory and learning defects. Now, when I think about the heart, my goodness, Jamie, can you imagine? Can you imagine if some of your patients knew about a GLP-1, a natural GLP-1 activator? So it has functions in lowering inflammation, lowering lipid levels. So there's so much about this hormone that is important outside of just regulating blood sugar, appetite, and digestion. So I want you to think about it more than just a weight loss product, okay? So again, we take it at LifeVantage so we can make it. And so what happens? Well, we have clinical evidence to show that when we take this product, this GLP-1 oral, it's a bi-mouth system, 2 pills and a powder, that we can activate the natural GLP-1 hormone actually by 140%. There is no other product on the market. There are other companies claiming that they have natural GLP-1 activators. I haven't seen nothing that shows clinical evidence to this degree at 140% activation. So we have in vitro, cellular, and human studies, which is amazing to me. The people in the study not only had 100%, well, let me back up a little bit. The average weight loss was 9 pounds in 8 weeks and up to 25 pounds in 12 weeks. And Jamie, I want you to tell us just real quickly about the next one about maintenance of muscle, because this is super important.
This is so important, and it's something that I love to talk about because I worked as an exercise specialist. I'm someone that I try to encourage people to add muscle to their body. Muscle is your key to longevity, and it's something that you should not compromise. In other options, I know this has been a night and day difference in comparison to when we talk GLP-1. 100% of the people in this 12-week clinical study reported zero muscle loss. That is incredible. That people are losing the visceral fat, the dangerous fat that sits around your organs, and building muscle mass. That's what helps you have better metabolism. That's what helps you be an efficient machine and be leaner and be stronger and be more energized. So, maintaining muscle and building muscle is your key to healthy living. This is incredible.
Love it. These are just some of the ingredients, and I'm just going to breeze through these. I love, again, all of our products are clean. There's so many important things to me as a medical professional. When I look at ingredients, I look at the quality control, how the products are created, manufactured, how they're tested, not just once, but twice for heavy metals, pesticides, and herbicides. Super important. So, like I said, we have cellular and human studies activating the genes that activate the GLP-1 pathway. So we, again, here we go. We have dual amplification. You know, we our heroes putting our hero products together in synergy. We just find that things are getting even better. And in fact, we just released our newest study showing that combining our protandim F2 with our GLP-1 activator in our healthy weight stack is phenomenal. We had another activation study confirming not only one, but we had 22 genes that were activated that are involved in organ health, 9 genes that were involved in fat metabolism and weight loss, and 4 that activated more antioxidant pathways. So this is super important for aging. And we know, again, lowering oxidative stress. So let me just flip through some of these pictures. This is Sandy. Sandy, I just, every time I see her, I say, I can't believe she's 60, right?
She's
Amazing.
amazing.
Amazing. She is a breast cancer survivor. She is thriving. She's doing amazing. This is Angie Harper. Angie has an incredible athletic family. Angie has worked out for years and done all the right things. This was the key. This has been the key, she will tell you, to her weight loss. And she looks incredible. And I just thought, you know what? Why not just put this out in front of 100 people tonight? I was like, this is me. I can tell you that I started this system and I took pictures from behind and I think I'm just going to burn these or delete them from my phone. But I thought, you know what? I've got to have some kind of data comparison. So now I'm actually at 10-pound weight loss, and I had a little bump in the road over Christmas because my kids are home. But I will tell you, get you guys this, the entire time we would sit down, snack, do the things. The entire time, my gut brain axis was activated with the product because I would sit down and I'd eat and I'd get to a point where my brain said, Debbie, you're full. Debbie, you are full. But again, we've got to fight the brain, those impulses, because I said, well, I'm sitting here with my kids. Let me eat some more. But this system is working. So it makes a big impact. So I can't wait to see the difference. And yes, gentlemen out there, it is working for men. My husband started the system this week with me. I can't wait to show our results. So there you go.
I love that you shared all of this, Debbie. You guys, I know this went a little bit long, but there's so much to share and so much to be excited about. But the whole reason we wanted to paint the picture, and I hope that you walk away with a deeper understanding about activation and truly how it works and what sets these apart. And the whole reason we named this chat, Learn How Activation Can Be Your Ally. You can see the different products that are available to you to help you achieve the goals that are pertinent to you. Maybe you're somebody that just wants to feel better. You want to sleep better. You want to have more energy. Maybe you want healthier skin. You want healthier hair. Maybe you're trying to lose some weight. Whatever that issue is for you, wherever your goals are, we can help you find the right stack. Just get with the person that invited you here tonight to help you navigate where to start. I know we laid out a lot, but there's so much that's exciting to share with people. But when we have Debbie, when we have someone here with a medical background. And she's showing you her pictures. You saw her in 2017. You saw the transformation. You're looking at her right now. She is a testament to what the products can do. And Debbie, I just want you to wrap this up with why LifeVantage? Why are you here? Someone who has worked in the healthcare field that has a medical degree. Why are you here, part of this company?
Well, the number one reason is it truly made the biggest impact in my life. I mean, I am a better person today. My family, I feel like we're empowered. I feel like I can put that extra armor on my family. And I thought about it one day. I remember my husband and I were talking about it because I thought literally people were coming to me saying, Debbie, what are you doing? You look so much better. And, you know, my family all started on the products. And I thought, how do I share this? You know, what do I do? And I said, well, first of all, I love the products. I knew that I was going to take these the rest of my life along with my children. But I thought as a medical professional, I thought, what if? what if I could reach out and help so many more people? I have a product that I love. I have so many people I care about. I love a company that I love. There's so much that checked my boxes, a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. They're growing, they're changing, they're cutting edge. They have products that activate. They don't just have supplementation, they have activation products, they have unique products. So plus I have amazing people that I work with. This is the first time I've had a social social life. I love seeing all of you people on here. It's been the best for me. I feel empowered. I feel excited. I'm excited about my future. I'm excited about all the people I can help. And I'm just so thankful for people like Jamie. Jamie, you are incredible. You're delightful. You're just so your knowledge base is just incredible, and I love partnering with people like you. I'm excited about all the people. I love seeing LifeVantage grow. So those are just a few of the many, many reasons. But this is my why, this is my family. This was a little warrior dash. I will continue to do this for the rest of our lives, and I'm excited about all the people I'm going to help in the future. So thank you, Jamie, for having me tonight.
Debbie, you're a great educator. Thank you so much for being part of it. Thank you guys for joining us. I want you to know that we do these Wellness Wednesdays every Wednesday at the same time. So if you want to come back and learn more, you certainly can. We have different topics, but thank the person that invited you. I hope that you get back with them. And if you ever have questions, just know you can reach out. So Debbie, thank you. Thanks again. And to everyone that joined us tonight, have a great night.
Have a great night.